And now another part of the water supply heading to Southern California is from the Owens Valley on the other side of the Sierra Nevada mountain range, on the eastern side. All that water comes down into the Owens River, and the city of Los Angeles, the Water and Power Department, divert all that in the Los Angeles Aqueduct, which goes via gravity all the way from the Owens River along the 395 all the way to Southern California. So now let's go to part 5, the Owens Valley and Southern California.
What are some of the most amazing things that humans have built? The Great Wall of China, Egypt's pyramids, sending humans to the moon, and turning a desert into a water park. This is Owens Lake. Oh, well, it used to be. Up until 1913, the water from the Owens River flowing into Owens Lake was used by local farmers and ranchers. At the same time, 200 miles to the south, the city of Los Angeles was growing fast. In 1910, 500,000 people lived in LA. They had used up all of the water in the Los Angeles River by then and were very thirsty for more. So the mayor, Fred Eaton, and water engineer William Mulholland looked to the Owens Valley and bought the water rights to the entire Owens River. They constructed a 200-mile aqueduct fed by gravity all the way to LA. When my husband Bill and I moved from Michigan to Santa Monica in 1955, the population of LA County was already 5 million. Today, 10 million people call it home. In 1924, 7 years before I was born, a group of angry Owens Valley farmers tried to blow up the Alabama gates of the LA Aqueduct with dynamite, and they succeeded, but just for one day. Back then, more people worked for LA mud than lived in the entire Owens Valley. So naturally, Los Angeles won. And this is what the lake is like today. After a series of lawsuits in 2006, LA returned some of the water to the lower Owens River. The dusty lake bed was the single largest source of dust pollution in North America. From the Owens Valley, the Los Angeles Aqueduct heads south. Along the way, it travels 1/3 of its 233 miles through underground conduit. The places it travels are quite remote.
Here at the Hiowee Reservoir, the Los Angeles Aqueduct goes underground. The two major aqueducts cross in Neenach, on the west side of the Tehachapi Mountains, where the Los Angeles Aqueduct pipeline from the Owens River crosses over the eastern branch of the California Aqueduct Canal from Lake Oroville. In case of an emergency, there is a way for these two water sources to be combined should either one be compromised. It's the only spot where they meet. From here, it is again seen at the San Francisco Pinstocks and onward past Saugus High School.
The most famous part of the Los Angeles Aqueduct is along the Interstate 5 freeway at the Sylmar Water Cascade.
Well, this is the water source for about 10 million people right over my shoulder. The world-famous Sylmar Water Cascade on the edge of Los Angeles County. Completed in 1913, the Cascades are now a California historical landmark. The concrete blocks serve to aerate the water, improving the taste. This gravity-fed water is the end of the line of the 233-mile aqueduct.
The aqueduct feeds into the Jensen water treatment plant and from there on to the entire Los Angeles metropolitan area. Southern California has 3 water sources, the California and LA aqueducts and the Colorado River.